Ntando Mahlangu is one of South Africa's leading Paralympian sprinters who is currently competing in this year's SASAPD National Championship in Cape Town. A current record world holder, Mahlangu took gold medals in the long jump in the men's 200-meter race at the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics. He joins us now on Zoom. Ntando, thank you so much for coming through to talk to us. Just your quick reflection of the SASAPD being in competition once again. How has it been?
It's good to be back. It feels quite new. Obviously, first competition of the year. We're looking forward. We're planning, obviously, for later on the year for the World Champs in Paris, and then also next year Paris. So it's a big dream that we're planning, but we're getting there, and slowly but surely fixing and making sure that we're ready when the time is right.
How important is a competition like this for somebody like you who already has a lot of experience in the international stage and competing at home? How important is that?
Yeah, competing at home is always important, for athletes, just to get the confidence up. Once you get overseas, you're already in the right space, in the right mind. You have the right mindset. So it's very important to have a few competitions back at home. It prepares you. It gives you more competition time. So it is important to have one or more, competitions at home before you head out, to the Europe season and so on.
What has the level of competition been like for you in this year's competition? I mean, we're seeing more and more young people coming through and competing in these games. So for you as an experienced competitor, what has the level of competition been like?
Yeah, you always, with athletics, the standards are always going up every year. Athletes are coming through, or athletes are becoming stronger. Athletes are getting older and stronger. So, athletes are getting to a peak and so on. So, the competition is there, from running to 6 athletes, the last SASAPD, to running into a 10-lane full athletes, so it has, obviously, it is growing, the sport, that's something. And, the competition is also growing. Definitely, you can see the guys are getting faster. But, like I said, we take it as it comes. For me, as an athlete, it's always important for me to run competitions and to see what I can do and, to improve. So for me, every competition is just a thing that I use, to see where I can improve myself.
Well, you've been in the international scene as early as a 14-year-old. Speaking of athletes getting older, do you feel older or more mature and experienced?
No, I think, the small things don't bother me anymore. I think when you go to competition and you, as an athlete, you run and that's not what you expected. It tend to take you as an athlete, but those things, they don't matter anymore because I know I can go back and fix whatever needs to be fixed. So yes, there's a bit of experience in, not to say there's a lot of experience. It's, I was 14 and now I'm 21. So there's a little bit more than just about what we had. And obviously we have a lot of information now than what we had when we started. So it's just taking that and using it in a right way, and just making sure that we execute the plan. Yeah.
Going forward, you spoke about the rest of the season. What can we expect competitively from you going forward for the rest of the year?
Yeah, for the rest of the year, I think, it's not a busy year this year. I think the busy year is always the Olympic year. For myself, not speaking for other athletes. So I'll be doing the World Champs in Paris, looking forward to that. From now to Paris, it's about putting in the work and obviously getting to Paris, coming back and then putting in the work. This is one of the years it's a year before Paralympics. So that means, less family time on December. But, we have to put in the work, but the only thing that people see is the guy in September, standing on the podium. But, it's basically about 18 months now to Tokyo, and it's 18 months of preparing, and also not panicking. I think sometimes, you have to trust the process and, and go through it. When it's the right time, it will come to you.
And just finally, you one of the few athletes who were featured in Rising Phoenix on Netflix.
Yeah.
What was the experience like, and also looking at what the film was trying to do and teaching more people about disability and sports? What was it like being part of that sort of a show?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I think myself as a Paralympic athlete, I didn't know about the Paralympics history until I watched, the Rising Phoenix documentary. And also meeting the different guys, in all of all of the guys that are involved in the documentary was such a great experience, because the only time I actually had to see them was in Tokyo, because 2020 we had COVID, we were supposed to come together and so on, but it was not possible. So the only time I saw them was in Tokyo, and, just to know and have a background, not only on the athletes, but in Paralympic as a whole, it was such a great experience. Sometimes people will say, how does it feel to be the ambassador of the Paralympics? Sometimes you don't take your head too big. You keep yourself, to the ground. You are humble, and you appreciate what has been given to you, and you take that and you educate the other guys. I think for me the most important thing is when I'm coming here to the Toyota Championships, it's about educating the young ones that are coming after me, because I'm not going to be in the game for the next 20 years, but those few years that I have left, I can give so much. That experience that I was talking about, I can give to the young ones, and I think that's the most important thing, if we can educate one another.
All right. Ntando, thank you so much for coming through to talk to us. Appreciate your time. That is Ntando Mahlangu, a world record holder, talking to us about the SASAPD Championships that are currently underway in Cape Town.